We start with cricket, and India won the Mumbai Test against England to seal the 5-match series 3-0. It took all of 48 balls this morning to get the remaining 4 wickets as England lost the match by an innings and 36 runs. It's only the 3rd time in history that a team has lost by an innings after scoring 400 in the first one. With Jonny Bairstow still at the crease and Chris Woakes and Jos Buttler still to bat, many were expecting England to put up a fight and throw down some sort of a challenge to India in the final innings. But that was not to be, as Bairstow went LBW to Ashwin in the 2nd over and Woakes was sent back in the 4th over. Anderson was then out tamely soon after and the innings folded in no time. The Chennai Test match, the final match of the series, will be played from December the 16th onwards, with England left with nothing to play for except pride.
I don't think it's been easy. I think we've been put under pressure many times. I think I would give my team a lot of credit for bouncing back from those tough situations. We haven't gotten anything on the platter. I think we've had to work hard for it, and it's been a result of constant pressure that we've forced the opposition to make mistakes. And with the bat as well, we've showed really good character to come back into the game, showing enough patience, more than the opposition. So I think I would credit my team more than calling it an easy series win. No series win is easy.
All right, joining me now to break down all the action from this Test match, I'm joined by Gulu Ezekiel, a senior sports journalist from New Delhi. Gulu, thanks very much for joining us on WION Sports again. Let's start with England's performance with the bat this morning. I mean, 4 wickets falling in 48 balls. Is that just exceptionally bad batting from England or exceptionally good bowling from India, or a bit of both?
Oh, well, I think it was a bit of a shocker to be losing the last 4 wickets in 32 minutes and 8 overs. The tail did a pretty good job in the first innings to extend the total to 400. So I think with Jonny Bairstow at the crease, there were hopes that they could push it at least till lunch. Certainly the bowling has been outstanding, but the batting in the second innings was a huge disappointment.
And Gulu, Ashwin, the Indian bowler, picked up 12 wickets for the match overall. Do you think he's shaping up to be the world's best spinner at the moment?
Certainly going by the figures, Giles, because in 43 Test matches he's taken 24 5-wicket hauls, which is really outstanding performance. And of course, in conditions that suit him, I don't think anybody can come close to his figures and his achievements. And he and Virat Kohli have obviously been the standout performers for India in this series.
And speaking of spinners, Gulu, we saw Joe Root, the England batsman, making some comments after the match saying that England should have gone with 3 spinners in their side. Do you agree? Do you think that would have made a difference to the overall result?
Yes, well, I did mention this on Friday as well, and I do feel that perhaps the team selectors slightly misread the pitch and the conditions. Well, on the other hand, if 2 spinners can't do much, then it's debatable whether 3 can. But certainly, they would have had an extra string to their bow if they had brought in a 3rd spinner. So I think England did miss a trick there, certainly.
And England will be licking their wounds really after an innings defeat. Are there any positives you think you can pick out from this England performance?
If you are down 3-0 and you lose by an innings, it's difficult to look at positives. But one thing has been clear in this series. England have actually dominated quite a few sessions. What they have failed to do since the first test at Rajkot at least is convert those sessions into a full day. That's where the Indian team has done well to fight back from some tricky spots they found themselves in. And I think Kohli makes a good point in his press conference that it's not been on a platter for them. It has been a tough battle, and 3-0 may be slightly flattering to the Indians, but then, they're going to take that, and certainly they'd love to make it 4-0 as well.
Sure, and Gulu, we saw Virat Kohli score 235 in this match, and of course England were all out for 195 in the second innings. Is Virat Kohli looking like the best batsman in the world on current form?
Well, actually, this in 2016, across all formats, he's the leading scorer, just slightly ahead of Joe Root. So I think both Joe Root and Virat Kohli can be considered the best batsmen in the world today, not only in Test matches, but across all 3 formats. And Kohli is certainly in the form of his life. And it's quite possible that he'll cross 700 runs in this series. And that will be an outstanding performance, no doubt.
And Gulu, we were just talking about maybe some positives for England. What did you make of Keaton Jennings' performance, obviously, with that century in the first innings? Do you think he's a real big talent that England have managed to unearth here?
Yes, well, there have been a few bright spots. Hamid's batting also was certainly very encouraging for England. And it's a big loss that he was injured. Same way, Keating, I mean, he was out for a duck in the second innings. But that first innings century was a tremendous test of character to come straight into the side without having ever played in India, with no feel of the conditions. And I think it showed him to be certainly a bright prospect for the future. And that's why I feel that England does have a few positives. Of course, 3-0 means that they're completely out of it. But I do feel that they can go home with some comfort, at least from the batting side.
All right, Gulu Ezekiel, a senior sports journalist, joining us live from New Delhi. Thanks very much for your input on the India-England latest Test match.